Here we are. Right. It's going to be a chance for me to take a look at your tactics. This is the show, Bring Your Tactics. Thank you for your continued support. And first up, to everybody who's celebrating Eid today, happy Eid. It's a religious holiday for all the Muslims in the world. After one whole month of fasting, this must have been a pretty interesting and difficult fasting period for you guys. I hope you guys are having a happy and a safe holiday as well. Okay, so we've got a few tactics to look at today on today's show. We've already got quite a few of you in, so we're not going to waste too much time. And we're just going to switch over to the safe. I have Jahid's safe. I'm going to be using his safe on the show. We have a few tactics, and thank you for linking information in your tactics as well. I will do this in no particular order. Okay, so please be patient. Yeah, generally please be patient as I work through the tactics. We will be we have a few, right? Let me show you guys what the tactics are. We got Hussier's tactic, with Jahid's tactic, with the Renee's tactic. These are mine. These three are mine. Papa Jesus and the Wire. I think the Wire got his in at the last minute. All right. Okay, so let's begin. Hey Jahid. Okay, so we're going to start with Jahid's tactic first, right? So I'm going to load the tactic in. Jahid's tactic is total football. I'm just going to look for any information before that. I don't see anything. Okay, so all right, so we're just going to take a look at this tactic first up, and then this is going to be slightly different from the Bring Your Tactics on Twitch, right? Because here I will play your tactics for a bit longer. Hey Chico, how are you, man? So I will play your tactics a bit more on the stream than I normally do on Twitch, right? Because Twitch we got a show, plus we got so many, but this is dedicated to you guys. So on Discord I do it slightly differently. Okay, the goal here is to evaluate your tactics and to make suggestions. Like some of you have got unique requirements as well, so we'll be looking at those too. Now, one thing to bear in mind: playing against the AI and playing against a human is two different things, right? If you're looking at playing against a human, then it's an assumption on my part. But generally, I find that you gotta try and understand how people are playing their systems as well. We'll get to that a bit later when we look at the other tactics. Okay. But for now, with Jahid's 4-3-3 total football, I like to start with out of possession first, because this is the way I look at tactics. This tells me whether a tactic is going to be aggressive or defensive. That's it. This is the screen. This is the screen. So higher defensive line, high line engagement. Basically, this is an aggressive tactic, and it's meant to put pressure on teams. I'm just going to pull up. Jahid says he's sent in information on the tactic, including a document. So hopefully this one has a connectivity to my Dropbox account, because I don't want to change computers. Sign into my account. I'm confused. I confused myself. Oh no. Oh no. I really make life difficult for myself sometimes. I do. I have this habit. Wait. Yep, I'm in. I need to log in from another PC. All right. Okay, let's go. There we go. I saw the document. Okay, so I'm looking at your document as well. Yeah, a bit difficult today. Couldn't look at all the documents, but I did promise I was going to take a look at the saves today, right? Challenge when you have kids in the house trolling. I seriously had a son trolling me in the house. Kept. It was a lot of fun. After a while, it became annoying because my son was chasing me all over the house. And then when I decided to take a small nap, it didn't take long for him to jump on me and have some fun. I can't seem to open this document for some reason. Why is it not letting me open that document? Okay, file. Guys, yeah, apparently here is a bit faster. Key principles 1-4 I'll be reading. Okay, Renos Michel's forward 1 BPD we train to get further forward to join midfield possession, build up style, sweeper keeper, inverted wing with the half spacer by splitting the 2Bs. Okay. Fluidity, utilization, space, F9 draws to form a diamond with a diamond. No, not necessarily, not guaranteed. With inside forward, not guaranteed he's gonna form a diamond all the time. That I can guarantee you is not guaranteed. Guaranteed is not guaranteed. Yeah, it's very luck. You know, your diamond in the tag is gonna be it's gonna happen some of the time, but not all the time. Yeah. Positional changes on the flanks. I'm hoping that the combinations of inverted wing backs inside forwards will allow fluidity. That will happen. High pressing line, understood. Vulnerability definitely against a counter attack caused by a high defensive line. Squad, passing, dribbling, first touch. Off the ball is the most important. Then you got work rate. Where's your work rate? Teamwork and work rate. You're missing work rate. Yeah, work rate is here. Okay, you got the three most important ones, right? Whatever it is for any kind of a high pressing system, you're looking at team. Okay, basically teamwork, off the ball, work rate, and positioning. Right, positioning for anybody who's playing support duties. Okay, so looking now at your tactic. Okay, let's take a look at your tactic. I'm sorry, I'm just jumping here and there. Hey, Gomez, Renato Gomez. Hey. Yeah, man, my own son. It's happening, man. It's happening. I think I was watching the video with me, Tommy and Rick and everybody else. It was a lot of fun though. I mean, but I think on that day I was not having a good day, so I took it on the wrong people, including Rick. So it was not nice. Mine 7 months of pretty stationary. Wait till they become 2 years old. He's learned how to spit in my face to wake me up. He just does. I mean, I won't call it spitting. He just makes that annoying sound, and then there's these things that fly into my face. So we gotta make him unlearn that bad habit. So it's becoming quite bad because he does it to me only. He doesn't do it to anybody else. So I'm like, I gotta teach him something else. Okay, so this is good, right? This is a high defensive line. This is okay. You know, most people think that you either go this narrow or you go wide, but you can do 50-50. The most important thing when you look at a DM is when you play with a DM, almost always any system that you're playing with, but regardless of whether you're playing with a 5 at the back, 3 at the back, 1 at the back, I don't care how many you play at the back, but at the moment you use a DM, right? The lowest your defensive line can ever go is standard. You can't go lower than that. You'll have all kinds of defensive problems if it goes lower than standard. So higher is not too bad. Right? Much higher, then you have to worry about balls over the top. Higher is still okay. When you play with a high defensive line, what are you worried about is these 2 roles. Okay, now you've got 2 roles here playing inverted wing backs. What you want to do is you want to do the whole fluidity thing going on, right? So this is the reason why when it comes to that particular Renos Michel style, I don't like inside forwards. I actually like wingers with cut inside, who like to cut inside. Why? Because the winger will sometimes go wide and sometimes go in. So there's a lot of unpredictability, and that was essentially the system that the Dutch were using. Total football, but everybody was all over the pitch. So I'm not saying it won't work with an inside forward. You will, but inside forwards are going to cut inside, right? So the winger, on the other hand, he will stay wide once in a while, and then he'll cut inside some of the other times. So here, inside forward, F9. Mazzala will help this play out, but the danger with this system, it can work. Nobody says it's not going to work. It definitely can work. The only problem is when you play a system like this, these 2 roles on the flanks, they're going to have to be the best that you can find. Like in terms of both being fullbacks as well as defensive midfielders. And they will have to have at least 14 to 15 for acceleration. Anything less and you can't play them. Because the moment they come here, they open up this entire area on the left flank. And because their acceleration, anticipation, concentration, and mentals have to be superior to most people, which is one of the reasons total football or variations of that kind of style have never been easy to pull off by a lot of teams. They have to have a certain quality. Now, Guardiola took the same thing and he put it into Man City, and he also admitted, no, I want to play this kind of system, I need very good players. So this is going to be the biggest challenge for you moving forward. It is doable, but it requires a breed of players that is not easy to find in the game. Okay, now when you make a system like this, then the other thing you have to worry about are traits, because traits are really important in the final third. Because this guy is supposed to do the things you want him to do, right? So you've got him closing down more. I think you're doing a split block. Yeah, roam from position. You remember you wanted that guy to form a diamond? Now, when you're asking to roam from position, your diamond is a very fluid diamond. It can happen and sometimes it won't happen. F9 is fine. I personally would probably prefer the trequartista. Because the trequartista also roams, but he's got this attacking bent in him, right? So he'll get into the box. So whenever there's a reason, during build-up play, he will drop as far as the midfield is concerned, and then he will bust the gut to get into the final third. Now, and the challenge with using a trequartista is you need a really good player to do this, right? So failing which, you go for the false 9. Now, false 9, what you will need is a player who can dribble. A player that can keep the ball at his feet and do something with the ball. So you need agility, you need balance, you need dribbling, you need first touch. That. And more importantly, you will need off the ball. So looking at this player, let's just take a look at this player, right? Agility, balance, pretty average. Vision, 12, not so good. Let's quick pick. What is the best? What is the best that we can find? We got Gauri. Okay. Off the ball, 15. Teamwork, okay. Vision is quite good. Balance, he keeps the ball really well, dribbling. Yeah, for like if this is the player, then definitely we can go with him. So the important consideration here is the fact that he's very good off the ball. He's very good under pressure. He keeps the ball really well, agility and balance, right? Okay. Then he dribbles the ball, because F9 is going to dribble the ball, right? His first touch is excellent. His passing is not bad. It could be better. He likes to play 1-2, takes first time shots, cuts inside from left wing. Okay, Amin Gauri is actually a very nice F9. Then we got this guy is playing as the inside forward. He cuts inside from both wings. This guy could easily be, you can easily tell him to play as a winger now, because then the trait will make him cut inside, and occasionally he will go wide. So you get that the difference once, because you get the unpredictability in the tactic. Now this is actually a good tactic. You don't need to change this. Distribute the center backs. Okay, if you're looking to play total football without the rock and roll, right? Without the every time we get the ball, we're gonna go into the opponent's half. Then you can leave it like that. That's very decisions driven. So you need playmakers. So you got one here. You got this. This is not really a playmaker, but it's not too bad. Inverted wing back will come in here. Yeah, this works. This works. I mean, it's gonna be a bit predictable. Yeah, close down more here, and then this guy, what is he doing? Dribbling more. Okay, more direct, move into channels. So when you tell him to move into channels, you know what's gonna happen? He's gonna end up in these positions here. So this halfback becomes extremely important, right? This guy can be a halfback. You can also be a regista, right? But if you're playing, you want to do the 4-3-3 from Ajax the old days, then it's a halfback, because then he splits, gives you a 3. These guys go forward. Then this guy, he's got 16, gets forward whenever possible. Yep, this can definitely work. So let's see what happens in the match against Atletico Madrid. So wait, let me just very quickly just move to that. There's nothing untoward about this tactic. This tactic works, man. So you can get what you want from this tactic, but the demands for your players are going to go up. And yes, inside forward or winger. My personal favorite would be winger. But the critical role now is the guy in front. That is the problem. So when you create a system like this, what you're going to see is everybody else is going to score a lot of goals. The F9 is going to be helping you link up play but he won't be the focal point of a lot of the goals. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna change him to an so we can watch this transpire in this game and see what happens. All right, so we're looking at transitions to see what we can do, right? So aggressive. This is not AC. Apparently, this is not AC Milan. I'm so used to my AC Milan that now when I tell my AC Milan, you gotta go out and win. I really groom my team by over time. Team talks is basically grooming expectations also for your team when they start playing. So you gotta learn how to get that part of the game. I won't say it's a very important part of the game, but it does help. But honestly speaking, I wouldn't spend too much time worrying about it. Okay, so we start the game and then we'll watch on comprehensive for the first few highlights. What am I looking for? I'm looking for your build-up play, but we can't do it from this screen. We have to do it from 2D. Okay, so this is your team. Okay, one thing you don't do. I forgot. You don't do this. Don't prevent short goalkeeper distribution. Because if you do prevent short goalkeeper distribution, sometimes your shape goes completely wonky. So you leave a lot of space in your team, and the AI can take advantage of it. So this is your team playing on a higher positive mentality. He's an inside forward. Why now? I hope you understand why I personally prefer wingers. Inside forwards are going to be very aggressive in the third, so they may not even wait for your players to come and support them. Whereas wingers, on the other hand, their mentality is lower, so they are more likely to check and wait for the other players to come in. So this is the reason why I personally prefer to use wingers. But you can always have that variation in your tactical style, right? Hey, Rick, welcome to the stream, man. So personally speaking, I like to use one winger, one inside forward. So I get that difference in styles. Instead of using two inside forwards, which give me the same identical reaction when the ball gets to them, right? And in one case, we know if it goes to the left one, it's even more aggressive, right? If it goes to the right one, already the one on the right was an inside forward support, and he was, because remember, the inside forward has got higher mentality than the man, the one on the right. The left guy is on attack and the right guy is on support. Okay, now what do we see from this? See your build-up play so far. Yeah, inside forward, overlap, inverted wing. So that this guy's mentality is kind of strong at the moment and very attacking. And then this guy's mentality is also attacking. Team's mentality is only positive. Okay, now I'm going to change this guy to a winger. Actually, I know you guys want me to use something else. I'm going to use inverted winger. I'm going to change this guy. I'm going to leave this guy as an inside forward support. This is a creative fulcrum, or you can do it this way, right? So you can turn this guy into inside forward attack and turn this guy into an inverted wing on support. Now this guy's mentality is now balanced. Okay, so now we got a creative fulcrum here. Okay, so we've created. I haven't done anything. I haven't changed. This is why roles, understanding the roles, and understanding the mentality can be important. It will help you build up the play on the left side. Oh, sorry, on the right side rather. Okay, and then attack down the left. Right, so that could happen. So you're playing. Okay, here this is your team central defenders playing the ball out of defense. Ball goes to Aouar. Aouar holds. Do what Pedrino does now. He's not as aggressive as the first player was, right? Now he is willing to hold up the ball. Now the trick question is gonna come. But I thought you don't like inverted wing backs and inverted wingers. But here we don't have much of a choice, right? So we're looking for that option. But did you notice what was happening on the right flank? Both of them were in the same zone, right? Okay. All right. So now we change this to a winger. All right, so we change this to a winger. His mentality is going to be slightly still balanced. Okay, very good. Okay, we got a winger on balance. Now you get the build-up play on the right side. Okay, you don't have one guy driving into the box anymore. So the idea here is you wanted to create total football, right? Total football was not a style of football that saw one or two players run into the box. It was on Moss, right? We had like 4 players building up play. You didn't know where the goal was coming from. There was plenty of good control. So you get your team moving the ball around the pitch. Now we get a different flow in your attack patterns. So I personally, this is how I would approach the game, right? I would change the role on the right to a winger. I wouldn't change anything else in your tactic, because I wanted to make the point about the inverted winger and the inverted wing back. They don't work together very well. In fact, they create all kinds of strange effects. You see what has happened now? The winger is cut inside, inverted wing back has gone to the flank. This is what we want from Renault's Michel's system. We want this switching of positions and fluidity in the movement that is only possible with some rules in the game in combination with other rules, right? This is the reason why when I created Liquid in FM20, I still use wingers. I refuse to use inside forwards and I refuse to use inverted wingers. If I want that flow, that fluidity to occur, it can only happen with the winger. And the winger has to have cut inside with the ball. Then I get the beauty of the system. Sometimes he'll behave like an inside forward. Sometimes he'll cut inside. So you get a lot of unpredictability. And it can be good for some people. It can be horrible for other people, right? Some people just don't like it. But I want that in my systems. I don't know. I think from what I gathered from you, you want to create total football. So total football works on the precept that the only thing is that Johan Cruyff's one, which is a 3-man defense, right? That's a bit more harder to pull off. Okay, now we're going to change. The final thing we're going to do is for your tactic is we're going to change this thing. In this tactic, right? We're going to change this role now to a track. Okay. Now with a track, I get a different dynamic. Okay. We got all the others building up play, right? But now I got one lone striker who will sometimes draw into midfield. And sometimes what he will do is he will bolt into the box, right? So this is where you need very good teamwork and you need very good decision making in your whole team. So occasionally he'll just drop off. He'll end up here in this area. Like watch what he's doing now, right? And then at other times, if the opportunity, there's nobody else in the box, he'll make a beeline for the box. So you get the best of both worlds. But then again, and you don't need to worry about roaming from position. You don't need to worry about anything else. You get the diamond that you were looking for, and you get everything else. So this is how I set it. So now I go to key highlights. In fact, this would be my final pick. Would it work with an F9? Yes, it can still work with an F9. I personally think it'll work better with a trequartista. In fact, you can actually make a very good 4-4-2 with 2 trequartistas. You have Michel's instead of Cruyff. Yeah, okay, Michel's is about the same, right? So I'm not going for Cruyff's 3 at the back, remember? Because we can't really do that. We can't really do the 3. We can do the 3 in transition, right? But this is almost the same. But now instead of F9, we're using a trequartista because we still need that. We still need a player that is willing to get into the box, right? And we create the transitions based on you. Because I remember you talking about wanting to get a diamond shape in midfield, right? So with the F9, sometimes he might drift to the right, way off, and sometimes he might go to the flanks. But I want somebody I know is going to drop into the midfield strata. Guaranteed to drop there. And the guaranteed to drop into the midfield strata is the trequartista. That will 100% he'll drop in. That I will be very confident with. I will know that role to a T. And I know exactly what to expect. So you get this balance right now. So watch this, right? He still helps you close down. This is the thing that SI didn't get right with your role. right? Which is the reason why I'm recommending Trequartista. So he's still sitting on the shoulder of the defenders, which is good for your counter attacks. And yeah, will work. So we'll speed things along. I hope that cleared things up for you, Jahid. You can actually, you don't need wingers, you see. You don't need a pure winger. This is the thing. People sometimes think that they need wingers. This is your save, Jahid. I think this is your save, right? This is not mine. This is your save. Let's see the manager. It's not my save, it's your save. There we go. Where's the Rudy Garcia? I think this is your save. I think so. I mean, I was lazy. I didn't want to pick up another save. I just picked your save. Alright, so we did this with your tactic. Alright, so now we'll take a look at whose tactic? We'll take a look next at Godspur's tactic, I think. Godspur sent in something. Well, Godspur's one is very interesting. Godspur's one is very interesting. Because Godspur's is a particular challenge. Alright, so we clear this. Excuse me if I yawn. I need to clear my eyes. My eyes are, it looks, I mean, I can't see very clearly for some strange reason. Papa Jesus. Oh. Why do you guys come up with these tactics for network saves? This is a crazy network save tactic, man. Let's see now. Can it work? Okay, think about network saves, right? It's totally entirely different kettle of fish. You play differently in a network save. I'll change a lot of things with a network save tactic. Alright, first up, I'll drop this. Okay, the reason why I will network save, I wouldn't do this. Are you on the stream right now, Godspurs? If you are, please let me know. Because I need to know if every manager is managing a team. That's all I need to know. Is the entire league filled? Because it makes a big difference. Because if the entire league is filled, then you're playing with completely human-created tactics, right? Then it's different. This is a different story altogether. But here, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do this because you already have your top heavy pressing group. You don't want this group to press too much. The reason is you open your space up. Okay, the reason is when you have something that is the top heavy, you can apply a lot of pressure to the opposition without having to do much, right? I would look at wingback coming in. What is this guy doing? No. When you do auto, you must take advantage of auto. Okay, all right. What I will do with this guy is I would take fewer risks, shoot less often, dribble less, cross from deep. Sit narrower. Okay, I'll keep him to get the ball. Cross aim far post. Okay. This guy will do the same thing, right? I will sit narrower. I'll take fewer, shoot less often, dribble less, cross from deep, aim far post as well. Okay. Target man. Target man. Target man. Okay. Alright. Cheryl striker, target man on attack. Cheryl striker, target man on attack. Wing back. Alright. Pass into space. I'll remove. I'll go slightly because and then you play on very attacking mentality. Okay. Play for set pieces. Don't have to shoot on side. Pass into space. Right defense, no. You go standard width. You don't want to go too narrow. Okay, standard is just nice. Be more expressive is fine. Okay. Now take long kicks, distribute over the opposition defense, that's fine. Okay, distribute quickly, counter, counter, counter press, take long kicks. Okay. Defend narrow, forget it. You don't do that with this tactic. Don't do this. When you defend narrow, you're just gonna ask for trouble, right? You're inviting guys down your flanks. Okay, I'll do it like this. Then I'll come in here. I'll give this guy his close down more. I'll give this guy his close down more. I'll give this guy his close down more. It doesn't matter if you have target man. Does not matter if you have target man. Alright. If this is God Spurs, it doesn't matter if you have target man. Okay. So you just what you have is you have four, you got 1, 2, 3 target man. Right, this guy's gonna drop deep, this guy's gonna drop deep. This guy's gonna ping the ball here, this guy's gonna ping the ball here. Alright, then this guy is gonna be moving into channels. This guy is going to be doing what he's doing. Okay, so you got close down more, close down more. You got this guy close down more, close down more. Okay, all right, and this guy is gonna track the opposition left back. This guy is gonna track the opposition right back. Okay, all right. Now we worry about this guy. This guy is gonna come up here. This guy is gonna come up here. This guy is gonna take few risks. Dribble, where is this? That's it. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. Alright. Okay. Then ball playing defender, box to box, 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 box to box. Yeah, you need somebody here. Or I would go more with a roaming playmaker on support. Okay, this is better. Okay, I will use a roaming playmaker instead of a box-to-box player. So this guy might sometimes end up here, sometimes end up here, depending on the need for the team. Right. This halfback is going to be here. This roaming playmaker is going to be here. Shadow striker is here. White playmaker is here. Are you here, God Spurs? Because this is what I would do. Yeah, in a network save. And it doesn't matter if you are not using if you aren't using these guys as target man, because all they need is strength. All they need is acceleration, because your ball is gonna just, we're not sending the ball to them anyway. Focus play down the left, focus play down the right increases the mentality of the guys on the left flank and the right flank. Instead I'll do overlap. Overlap will increase the mentality of these guys, right? And it will reduce the mentality of these guys here. So you'll pull them back. Alright, so we won't play our defense, we'll play for set pieces, we'll distribute quickly. Higher defensive line, higher line will get you use offside. No, never tight mark in an online game. Get stacking can work, but the reason why you don't tight mark is because you don't know what kind of players they've got. Yeah. So I would just use it like this. Okay, so we've done this. Okay, now let's make things a lot more easier. Shorter passing. Okay. So I don't want the mentality to take control of my players. Okay, so this guy's the mentality isn't taking control of my players. This guy is standard passing. Okay, so he's fine. And then we got, okay, we know these guys, we can leave them alone, right? So we got white target man here, close down more, mark specific position. That's it. This is how I would set it up. Okay. Slightly higher tempo, no. We're gonna follow the bar here. Okay, so see, this has got gone green, right? So you wanna just make sure that it matches this, right? So it doesn't this is the mentality right now with the team, right? This is the team mentality, following the team mentality. So I'm removing the team mentality tempo. Okay, that's done. Okay, let's see how this works. God, it's crazy. Because network, the only reason I'm asking this question is I need to know if everybody is having a user-generated tactic. If everybody is having a user-generated tactic, that's what you do, right? If there are some guys with AI-generated tactics, it's going to be a different thing. It may not work because AI-generated tactics, they tend to be very balanced. Alternatively, what I would do with your tactic, right? I would just go very attacking, leave everything the way, do everything that I've done here, all right? This role is a winger, this role is a winger. Right? Winger, and shadow striker, target man attack. Or this guy can be a complete forward on attack, right? You want somebody who can roam. Okay, so we're gonna tell him to roam. So you want somebody who roams, because I want roaming for this role essentially because we want the shadow striker to be the unmarked fella, like arriving late. So you got these two coming in as a pair. Would arrive late with the shadow striker. That was my thinking. Godfrey Drummond. Godfrey, you are Godspurs, right? Seriously? I'm not used to this, man. Godfrey Drummond is Godspurs. Okay. Alright, I'm so sorry, man. I was like looking for Godspurs, and I was hoping to see your name as Godspurs on the chat, but it wasn't. 11 players would arrive late with the shadow striker. That was my thinking with my box to box. Would he arrive late? No, the box to box won't arrive late. You see, you've already, this thing is here, right? In a network save, right? You don't need the box to box to get into the box. Literally, you don't need him there because you got 4 already. If you can't score with these 4 in attack, then we need a better team, because you only need those 1, 2, 3, 4 to create goals for you, right? That's how I would set it up. They tweak them. They tweak the tactics, so you play in real time. So if you're playing in real time, this is how I set it up. I'll play with white target man, white target man, white target. Are you guys allowed to see each other's tactics? As in, you are allowed to use skins? I'm sure you guys are. Okay, so I'm sure you guys are using skins. Okay, so we're watching this, right? So Olympic Lyon, right? So we've got, and this is just against the AI, right? So we'll see. I don't even know what form. We should look at how wide your tactic is going to be. I'm telling you, you want to play against other guys, it's going to be very annoying if you're using target man on the pitch, because your transitions will be quite fast from back to front, right? So the only problem is whether or not you have the defenders to pull it off. But I think that you can, because we're telling the wing backs to sit narrow as well, so they're going to look to pass inside, which is the reason why I have a roaming playmaker in the middle. Yeah, you can play wingback on auto, right? And then tell him to pass it short, dribble less, basically be a bit less aggressive, right? Because the problem the thing is, right, with your tactic, right, if I were to play this as a fullback, I have a problem. My problem is the back. You can even try this. Wing back here. Okay, your tactic now looks like this. Okay, so you got wing back here. Now what you do with this wing back is you tell this wing back to close down more. Now you tell this wing back to close down more. Close down more. Alright, done. So what we have is we don't have a 5. We have a halfback splitting in the 3, and you got 2 wingbacks further up the pitch supporting your transitions. They will have to have, but personally speaking, against human players, I rather have wingbacks in a deeper position, because most of the time, you guys, when you play network saves, you're gonna have very fast flank players. Right? You're gonna have very, very fast flank players, but I would use things like very attacking mentality. I would remove the close down more as an instruction on pressing urgency, team pressing urgency. I wouldn't use that at all, right? So this will get during the defending phase, it looks like this, right? They have to play the long pass out. You're putting pressure on the goalkeeper all the time. You don't need to use prevent shot goalkeeper distribution anymore. Because you're using target man, right? And the game doesn't have a doesn't have a priority system. Is wherever the ball gets to, they might start looking for the target man, and yeah, that's what I do. And then if you want to be a bit more defensive, this is what you do. This is all you do. That's about it. So now, because it's so offensive, wing backs are very high up the pitch. Let's speed things up. Because I have no idea who you're managing as well. But I would most likely use the wingback on auto to full. I'll use it all the way, because I would use the play instructions. You have to give them play instructions. You have to load them up with all the play instructions in the world, because you want them to be a safe option, right? So if you have a wingback on attack, you see what will happen is you get a natural overlaps. Your white target man holds out the ball, and then you bring the ball into the box and you try and score from there. Yeah. So then your wingbacks will overlap as well. Augsburg. Nobody sits on the back foot. Yeah, I don't think so. Everybody's going to do this, right? That's why I want to use white target man in your tactic. I will use white target man, and then I would have counter on all the time, right? So let's see whether your tactic, this tactic has got counter, press, distribute quickly, distribute over the opposition defense, take long. I mean, personally speaking, right, I would do this. If they are going to be playing so aggressively, they're going to press you, right? So I'll let them press me, and then I'll hit them over the top with this. Okay, so we got pass into spaces. Going to give them back the ball. So I'll just do it like this. Hit early cross, overlap left, be more expressive. I'm keeping it on standard. But if you go this, you're going to use the full width of the pitch. And you're going to always encourage your players to go wide with the ball. Okay. See. Now, the good thing about applying the man marking position, remember I applied man marking, right? Ask these guys to man mark, right? So now what we do is we put them on attack. You put them on attack. Okay. The moment you put them on attack, even with the man marking instruction, they'll come back. So now you have the two white target men attacking the box as well. And because you've also told them to sit on the shoulder, or basically sit on their fullbacks, you remove their fullbacks as a passing option. And because you're using white target man, then you use on the transitions, right? If they lose the ball, then you have players that the counter attacks are easier for you, because then you'll have players to hit the ball to all the time. So you see what has happened? The cross looks for the target man. Again, they go for the target man wide. So this is what you're gonna see. A lot of these quick movements from. I mean, we are playing against the AI. It's different, right? The AI is not as aggressive as a human, but you're gonna get a lot of the quick movement that you need to when you're playing against human tactics. Human tactics are different from AI tactics. Human tactics you have to play differently. So let's go now to key highlights. See, everything is going down the flanks, right? So you see, he's going to look for target man. Target man plays it back. Look at your playmaker. See, your playmaker is going to link up the attacks. Instead of using a box-to-box player, use a playmaker. Your playmaker will help you transition, because you got 4 of those players in the. You got basically quite a number of players there in the opposition third. your okay, why did your okay, if your fullbacks are giving them goals, right, gifting them goals to the distribute to fullbacks on, that's because they're also man marking your fullbacks. So then don't distribute long. You got ball playing defenders. This is what they did, right, to you. Every time you had the ball, this is exactly how they pass the because we are setting your tactic up to do the same thing against them right now. This is what we do. You see, this is one you want to change all your players to target man in front. This is what I'll do. I'll change all these to target man. The only thing is, right? Okay, let's do this. Instead, you distribute to target man. Right? If you're worried about this, then tell him to distribute to the target man. Your goalkeeper plays it out to the target man all the time. Now your goalkeeper has a choice of not one target man but three target men to pass the ball to. Personally, I like to play out a defense against humans because they are all playing with this super high press. They are all playing with super highlight because most of the people I've come across in network games, they are all playing high lines of engagement and they play with they max out their urgent pressing. So when they do that, it's very good if you can get the ball out quickly with your keeper. So the other thing that you can do is instead of playing with sweeper keeper on support, you play with sweeper keeper on attack. Right, so what your keeper does, he uses his feet for recycling of possession. And he does it quickly. And sometimes he'll take the long kick. So first, essentially that's how I would set your tactic up. Right, I would set it up with white target man on attack. White target man on attack. Right, you got 4 attack duties here now. This guy is told to roam from position, move into channels, close down more. This is I don't know, was it you who sent me, or was it Calamity who sent me the 4 target man idea? He did send a tactic, and this idea came from him. Sometimes they bypass my midfield into the last third, my defensive half of the pitch. Yeah, because you don't have a midfield. You don't have a midfield. So you're playing without a midfield right now. So if you're going to play with a midfield, you're looking to play, you're not playing with midfield. So that's one reason why I insist that you do this mark specific position. So you're tracking their fullback. So they are not allowed to play out from the back. Most of the time, they're just going to kick the ball long, right? So you get them to mark specific position, 1 and 2 especially. Failing which, you probably would need to play with like a 4-2-3-1. Right. So you play with a 4, a 2 in midfield, 3 and 1. You can achieve the same effect with a 4-2-3-1. Yeah. Calamity with a 5 target man one, right? Yeah, I thought as much. I personally think in a network game, you got better payback with he had 3 target men up front. Oh, he had 3 target men up front. He had 3 target men up front. But you can do this as well. 1, 2, 3, 3 target men, roaming playmaker, halfback, shadow striker, wingback. These 2 must be auto duties. Have to be auto, but you need to fully utilize the auto. The reason why, if you put a wingback on auto and you don't check the auto, you might have problems because you are actually telling the wingback to play on an attacking mentality. But now I changed him, you see. What I've told this wingback to do is to pass inside. Pass it shorter, sit narrower, shoot less often, dribble less, cross aim far post, cross from deep. So he doesn't take too many risks. He doesn't go all the way down the pitch, right? When he gets to the final third, he'll do his cross from there. He doesn't go to the byline. So this is what I've done with him. Oh, sorry, Godspurs. So let me know what else I can do to help you out, man. If this is not what you were expecting. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant, yeah, okay. Not me. He had 3 target men up front. Okay. I misread the long thing. I thought you meant thanks a lot. Then after that you put asterisk not. Asterisk not. I was like, oh shit, okay. Oops. Okay, but okay, the thing is this, right? Low crosses, cutbacks. Nah. Go mix. Okay. Play for set pieces is not a bad idea, but it doesn't work all the time. Remove this as well. So be more expressive, overlap, right. Overlap left, overlap right. Okay, overlap instead of focus. Right. When you overlap, this guy is going to be much higher in the transition. Right. Okay, then you got take long kicks, distribute over target, or just do this. I prefer this, distribute target man. Remove the, you can have a take long kick or you can just remove this. Then higher defensive line, higher line is, drop this is slightly more urgent. So you get a bit more discipline in your midfield. But you tell this guy to close down more, this guy to close down more, and this guy to close down more. But tell both of them to mark specific position, meaning the left back and the right back. Then the most important thing is this one, the wing back on attack. You want these PIs. Sit narrow, shoot less often, dribble less, cross in far post, cross from deep, take few risks and pass it shorter. You know, doesn't mean you have to go and check everything. I've seen a lot of other people, they become very check friendly. No. Dribble less, why? Because we don't want him to lose the ball. This encourages him to pass the ball inside. So he's going to pass the ball inside. We have a roaming playmaker here. Okay, so this playmaker is going to be a lot harder for them to mark. Halfback role is okay for you to use, yeah. You can use a halfback. Halfback is going to be quite defensively aggressive, so that can help you out. And then, oh yes, I forgot about this guy. Super keeper on attack. So you try. This could be a much better option in a network save. You had 8 instructions to start with, but I had to add 8 more against the bigger teams. Oh boy, no. You don't have to add. Trust me, the best instruction you add against the bigger teams, the best instruction is this: mark specific position. Right? They have spent millions, right, on their players. Yeah, if they have spent a lot of money on their players, then they're gonna be able to obliterate you with just, because what they're doing in the network save is they're obliterating you with pure acceleration. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Alright, so now time for us to take a look at the next tactic. Okay, so we've done that. We'll clear this. And we'll now load the Legend Rene. Okay, we'll holiday mode now to the next game. Oh, sorry guys. We're having the Champions League of Tactics coming up very soon, right? So please take the chance to pop in your tactics as well, man. Sorry I was muted. Yeah, I was having I think I'm having gastric at the moment. I don't know what's wrong with me. Wow, we got a 4141 festival of tactics. Let's look at this tactic. Okay, when you do this, in any tactic, you're inviting pressure down your flanks, right? So they're going to cross every day to Sunday. So if you do something like this, you better have very good defenders. It's a strategy to hit teams on the counter. So you pass direct if you can. Okay, so I'll go direct passing. Sorry. I'm muted. Oh, my bad. I thought I unmuted myself. I thought I unmuted myself. So sorry. Okay, I just want to explain this tactic. I really honestly thought I unmuted myself, man. I really thought I unmuted myself until I saw Renato Gomez's big. I really like talking to myself. Seriously, this is a nonsense. Very terrible of me. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'll explain again. Phew. Okay. All right. Here we go again. Okay. This tactic. Okay. When you play with defensive with narrow, you're basically telling the opposition, come attack me on the flanks. However, against the majority of teams, if you are the underdog, it makes sense. But if the rest of the league are all underdogs and you're the top dog, it doesn't make sense because you're not going to see a lot of these flank attacks because you're camping like we just saw in the first 30 minutes, 20 minutes of this game. We're just attacking. Nothing was working. Okay, so what do? We look at this role first up. He's sitting on the shoulder of defenders. He's not going to create a lot of space. We got all this going. We got one ball into ball. Sounds right. But I changed the passing directness to wide. I said more direct. So we're passing to players. We're going wide, so we're going to use the full length of the pitch. We're going to ask the players to go left and right. This is regroup and hold shape. This is a really defensive setup. Very defensive. When you lose the ball, you just want your players to come back. And then hold shape. I would just go counter press hold shape. I mean, most of the time, right? If you're thinking about making a counter attacking tactic, then it's basically regroup and counter. Okay, so if you're looking to make a Guardiola tactic, it's counter press hold shape. If you're looking to make a Jurgen Klopp, it's counter. If you're looking to make a let's not go and be adventurous, let's never attack them, regroup, hold shape. If you are wanting to play a Alan Pardew kind of football, regroup, don't choose anything. Occasionally let the players make the decision when to counter, when to hold shape. So all these instructions affect the way you play. So what I would normally do is I will look at what I wanted to do. So now I want to try and score a goal. Because you already in the third, you're camping away happily. So this when you do this is, you see, that's why I say whenever you create a tactic, you got to look at this first to determine the kind of football you're playing. This means that I am camping. I am in the opponent's half. I am camping all day long. So if you're going to camp all day long, then what you want to do is you want to set this accordingly. So what you're doing is you're keeping possession of the ball, you're moving them around, looking for opportunities to unlock them. Work ball into box will help you unlock them. Be more expressive will help you unlock them. Finally, this role is the problem child. Okay, we'll keep on playing now, see what happens. Now that role, advanced forward will only kick in and do very well for you against on the transition. Like they fail suddenly, boom, you got to break on, right? Yeah. Now, like this, if he decides to go early for the ball, then that's something else. Like, why are we doing direct passing? So that we can move the ball, use the full width of the pitch, stretch the opposition, and then look for creating overloads and then getting into the box. Basically, we want to create chances for ourselves. So that's how I would use the instruction. Because those instructions are quite straightforward, right? There's no rocket science to them, right? So now we're moving the ball. Now you're playing a lot more direct. You're moving the opposition a lot more. Now, I like the way we are moving the opposition now. So you can create better chances from this. But the only drawback still is the advance forward. Because the advance forward is always in the box. So there's no like movement right in front of the box. See where he is right now. The defenders have very little work to do. So the only way we're going to create chances is if we get our players to go down the line, beat one or two players, and hopefully somebody else can get a goal scoring opportunity. Advance forward not doing much. Just keep watching this. Right? Advance forward is going to be marked out of the game half the time. Against most sides, he will be marked out. The only time the advance forward will score is if there's a transition failure, meaning they lose the ball here suddenly. Right, you got a counter attack on, and somebody plays a ball over the top. Then yes, like this. Then the advance forward might get into a goal scoring position. So what do? Okay, we take the guy and we just change him to a complete forward on support. Easiest role change, right? Nothing too complicated. We just went and told him not to be on support duty. But what I've done is I told him to roam. You can even just keep it simple. So now because he drops off, there's no one to mark. You can have other roles coming in to create. In fact, you'll have other roles getting into better spaces. Okay, now see now, where's Gauri? Gauri is here. He's not here anymore. He's no longer here. If he has advanced what, he'll be here. Okay, that is here now. Look, this guy is there. Complete defense. Now he's moving around, right? He's finding space for himself. It's a lot better. The movement is going to be. He's inside the box because there's, we really need him inside the box. But he get a bit better. So now you're doing like possession-based football, but direct, and you're moving a team around a lot more. So now we're gonna go on key highlights. Personally, for in this game, 4-1-4-1, I personally don't like using. I think the worst role in a 4-1-4-1 is the advanced forward for a striker. It's just the worst role, unless you have created a counter-attacking system, like you're playing with a low line of engagement. And let's try this, right? So we change this to now advanced forward. Yeah, I'm going to change this to a higher defensive line with a lower line of engagement and get stuck in and pass into space, hit the early cross. Just changing it now to get a different dynamic, to basically draw them in, allow them to come and do their crosses, because we're defensive wide, defensive with narrow. So I want them to come and go down the flanks, right? So if they go down the flanks, I might have some space. So not too bad. So we drew them in and then we hit one over the top. Then it makes sense to use an advanced forward. So in this setup now, this is another way of trying to score goals, because what we've done is we dropped our line of engagement, draw them into our third, and then hit them. This can also work in network games, because in network games, everybody's doing those high presses, right? So all I do is I will play on a very attacking mentality. I'll do this. I'll set everybody in a standard line of engagement and a higher defensive line. So it's pretty compact. So I create a compact block with hard tackling. And then I'll play an advanced forward and I just hit balls over the top. So like this, then direct passing and pass into space. So now your advanced forward has got space, but the idiot called Pedrino decided he didn't want to pass the ball to him. So this is how I change your tactic. Either you play with a complete forward, or you drop the line and you play with advanced forward, and then you drop your line of engagement. Alright, so what have we got next? Now, the next tactic we have is from the wire. Oops. The wire. Hey, sorry, we got the Hussier's tactic and the wire. Right, so we got Hussier's tactic. Another 4-1-4-1. My goodness, you guys are in love with 4-1-4-1s today. Well, honestly, tactic is pretty straightforward. Change his route. Again, this is a deep line forward support, right? He's going to drop. Who's attacking the box? Maybe this inside forward. That's about it. Right? That's it. So what you can do is, you can do, this guy drops. This guy might attack the box. This guy should be a wingback. Why wingback? Wingback is going to be a lot more aggressive. So you might even have the early transition. So the wingback is going to come. He's going to be high up. He's going to be closer to support the roaming playmaker. You think your 4-1-4 is... Yeah, is my favorite. Your 4-1-4 is quite nice. So this is not too bad. It can still work. But I would... when you play on shorter passing, right, you're gonna keep the ball a lot. You see, we'll play this next game. You see what happened. Okay, well, let's go to the next game. Go on holiday. My goodness, you see, that's why I say there's no best 4-1-4-1. There's so many variations of a 4-1-4-1. The thing about that tactic was your lack of support in the midfield transition because you're using fullbacks. My personal desire, my personal way of playing this is to play with overlaps so that the fullbacks are positioned much higher the pitch. However, you don't have to do it all the time. You can play with just fullbacks on support and then keep the ball and use a bit more of direct passing, right? So you move the passing to direct, so you don't have to make short passes all the time. Then we have the attacks coming on the left flank. Yeah, it can still work. There's nothing wrong. Actually, there's nothing really too wrong with your tactic. It's still a fine tactic. It's just very player dependent. And 4-1-4-1s are just like that. They don't create. I know you might have seen some 4-1-4-1s like do really well, but in order for it to do really well, you have to be very aggressive, right? So I would definitely recommend playing a fullback on auto, keep telling the pass it short, or play a fullback on support and play a very attacking mentality and tell your fullbacks to pass it short, right? And sit narrower. So what you're doing right now is you're taking your very safe tactic, which is already quite safe. For 4-4 is very safe. You're not taking a lot of risks with your overlaps. So jack up the risk factor all the way to go and get the early goal. Because most of these 4-1-4-1 tactics, right, they don't give you a lot of clear-cut chances. They give you like maybe one clear-cut chance a game. Sometimes you were lucky, you might get 2 or 3. But you only get 2 or 3 if you're very aggressive. Yeah, man, SimG, I was muted for a while. Quite a while, actually. I think I was muted for about almost for 2 minutes on mute. Yeah, I know, man. I'm so sorry. I'm worried that if I start coughing into the microphone, you guys are going to hear me loud and clear. 4-1-4-1s are pretty safe, but just got to be a bit more aggressive. Higher mentalities, you want to score more goals. That's all. Okay, so now we've come to the next game. Alright, we're going to use this tactic right at the start. No changes, right? So I haven't made any changes to this tactic, I assume. Right? Haven't done anything. Have I? Let's just load it again. The wire. Okay, we're going to load this tactic without any changes. And we're going to play it. Against Atletico Madrid. Should be a good test. Okay. Now, me personally, I'll play these guys. I would definitely do things like make them more aggressive. Okay. I will play a more aggressive tactic, but tell these guys to be I'll play a more aggressive tactic so that these guys are gonna attack the box a lot more, but I'll tell these guys to be more defensive within the aggressive tactic. Right now, these guys are still positive. They're still gonna go up the pitch, but let's see what happens, right? So let's just watch the game as it unfolds. Because I don't think the tactic is altogether that bad. It's just not gonna give you a lot of clear-cut chances. That's all. Okay. You get maybe one clear-cut chance a game. That's about it. Come on, send your senses. No comment. Whatever. Okay. Do I have to choose something? What's happened? Come on. Kick off. For a moment there, I thought the game didn't want to play. Okay, let's go. Okay, comprehensive highlight. So what have we got? See? Alright, he's still in possession. Look at this guy. He's supporting your play. Everything looks nice and dandy. Nothing too wrong. You're not going to create a lot of chances. Okay? You're not going to get a lot of clear-cut chances. Your DLF is moving around. Okay? You're going to keep the ball really well. See? It's a very... Everything is happening like a natural... everything is happening naturally in this tactic, right? The overlap was a natural overlap. Yeah. This is going to happen for the majority of the game. Okay, your press is okay. Okay, they failed in the transition. Okay, he's waiting for support, the fullback support, or rather the inverted. Or was that the inverted winger? The inverted winger rather. So let me have a look at your tactic here. Okay, yeah, your winger and your inside forward. Okay, this guy is the most likely to try and get in on a goal scoring spree. So now we got another guy, DLF on support, gets into the box, very predictable. Winger tries to get in across, can't get in across. That's it. Play breaks down. So what would I do, right, with this tactic, right? So we have to watch it for a few more minutes, right? So we got guy building up play again, fullback doing the same thing, gets into the box, get long shot opportunity, goes wide, it's very safe, overlap, everybody's defending again. You need good players to get in and around the box. Okay, things I would do. First thing, if I don't want to change this tactic too much, I'll just turn this guy immediately into a closing complete forward on attack. Boom, first change I'll do. That's it. Just stay in the box. Right? Just attack them. Right? Wait, what have you got? You've got row, close on. That's it, fine. Okay. That's the first thing I'll do. Okay. So now I got a person, I got a player sitting on the shoulder of the defenders, still playing it relatively safe, right? Not doing too much. So you look at the pressing. Okay, this is nice, right? You got two players putting pressure on a player. You can win the transitions, and yeah, you're complete forward now looking for opportunities inside the box instead of helping to build up play. Because honestly, you got so many people helping you build up play. You don't even need the striker doing it, right? Because you got Mazzara there, you got DMS there, you got so many players in the middle already doing that. You don't need a DLF to do that. Unless if you want a DLF to do that, then get one of those wider players to be on attack duty. So somebody actually attacks the space. So now we got a complete forward. He helps to build out the play. That only happens when you throw in, right? Then you got the DM. Now he gets in. Yeah, okay. There's a bit more variety, right? Now we got the Kamavinga getting to the box, or was it the other MC? But again, okay, still safe. Still very safe, right? No early push from your fullbacks. Say your fullbacks are still back. This is what I would call an extremely safe tactic. So what you're going to see in a lot of your matches is the 1-0, the 0-0. How many clear-cut chances do you get? One clear-cut chance a game. All right, let's change things. Yeah, let's change things before they score. Maybe you want to see this. Okay, that's nothing happens. One more attack pattern. But you see, you're dominating possession, right? Okay, you're totally dominating possession. And not too bad. I mean, for me personally speaking, if this is the way you want to play, I'll just change it to complete forward. I'll change nothing else with the tactic, right? For the majority of the time, you will have you create a lot of chances for yourself. Okay, what can we do? There's so much we can do. We can create better transitions involving more players. Kamavinga gets the ball, brings the ball up. Aua. You see what's missing here? What's missing here is for this guy to say, I want to attack the box, right? This guy can come in. This guy can come in. So we go this tactic right now. We look at this guy go, fine. Right now, fullback on support, our players are wingback on support. Or wingback on support, I will tell him to dribble less. Okay, we're not going to do any of the PIs. Okay, there's too many PIs in the game. People PIing the crap out of this game already. We go fullback, keep things simple. Still a fullback, right? Because I want you to defend. Okay, so what we can do is boom, overlap on the right. So this guy now becomes more aggressive as a fullback, and he's on the shoulder of the roaming playmaker, which isn't too bad. This guy will just turn him into a wingback and do nothing else. But because he's a wingback, I might feel a bit uncomfortable having him move up the pitch too much, right? So what can we do to him? We can tell him to sit narrow, but this will affect his defensive transition, right? What I'll do is I'll tell him to close down a bit more, be a bit more aggressive in the challenge, because I'm worried that he might allow opposition too close to the box. Okay, so we go fairly wide. Passing directness now, shorter. Everybody is gonna build up playing into the final third. Yeah, it can work, but still, yeah, it can work. Definitely can work. Definitely can work. Pass it shorter. There's nothing wrong with that setup. So now we got this guy. This is before the change has kicked in. Waiting for the change. Okay, now the change has kicked in. Okay, comprehensive analysis. We're looking at the right flank and we're looking at the left flank. So what I'm looking, you keep an eye out on not this guy but this guy, Konate. Konate, that's your fullback's name. No, it's Mukiele. Konate should be your defender. Yeah. Okay. I would suggest looking. Yeah, we haven't seen your set pieces yet. Okay, ball comes back. Konate comes back into position. That Theo is still here. Ball goes out. This guy is in the box. Yeah, looks okay. All right, now let's go on key highlights. You like it to be a little bit more entertaining? Well, if you want it to be, this is very safe. You want it to be a little bit more entertaining, then you have to play with overlaps and you have to play a different game, right? You want it to be more entertaining, then you have to take risks. You see, you're not taking a lot of risks. A lot of players are pretty safe. So what I'll do is I'll turn this guy into a halfback to make him more entertaining. All right, so complete forward. This guy can be a complete forward support. This guy can be an inverted winger on attack. Okay, so this guy is going to try and create opportunities because we've got those two players attacking the box. We're going to overlap coming this way. It's a very aggressive right flank. Roaming playmaker will look this way. Mazzala on attack. We don't need a Mazzala on attack. We just put a Mazzala on support. So we get a trio of players that are going to be locking this area down. Then we got complete for an attack. Okay, now I want it to be direct. Tempo will be a bit slower. We'll work the ball into box. We'll be a bit more aggressive. Okay, what have I done with this tactic? Essentially, I don't want us to play short passing and wait for everybody to get into the opponent's third. Now I want everything to move a lot faster. So I'm looking to play a bit more direct. This is more it's a style of passing that is going to be either into space or into a player. Distributing the center backs is fine. There's nothing. I'll counter press every time I lose the ball. I don't want us to go back and regroup. I just want, you can just leave it like this. That's okay. Higher defensive line. This is fine. Slightly more urgent. This is fine. Done. Okay. Yep. We can leave it at this. All right. Let's become a bit more aggressive. You don't be such a chicken. Okay. Let's go. Okay. Now we got a center that is gonna not push up, but we got an attack group that will. If I wanted to be a bit more aggressive, the first thing I'll change is passing. Second thing I change is the roles and duties so that players are a bit more aggressive, because this tactic is got a lot of, is waiting for a lot of players to come in support. Now I just keep these two locked in and I use the guys on the flanks. So what happens is we try and develop play. Okay, and then I've got options. You see this inverted winger, he's not going to come inside, and then I'm looking to see one more change. Okay, all right, what we'll do is inside forward. Now this guy can be inside forward attack. Okay, good. All right, so we can play complete forward support inside. This guy drops. This guy will attack this way. This guy is also going to look to attack. So this guy might attack the box now. So I'm basing this on one attack pattern, right? Because as the guy was dribbling the ball, nobody was attacking. So it's like he's waiting to make a pass, but there's nobody attacking the space. So we just done that. We just put one player and asked him to attack the space. So this is all. Now we got this guy being aggressive. This guy attacking the space, and this guy, we can even turn this guy into an attack duty. All three can be an attack duty. See, this guy now is on the shoulder. This guy gets the ball. He's got support immediately. Look at him now. He's dribbling. He's looking for support. This guy's not going. Okay, that's finally we got somebody there. The guy brings in the ball. So you get a bit more dynamism in the tactic. Slightly more, it all still depends on the opposition. Then overlap is done. Sorry, overlap coming from this guy, but we got all the dragging of players to create space for ourselves. So this guy did the overlap run, and then boom, our striker, our complete forward inside the box got the goal. But it comes from how you want to attack the space and use the space, right? So that's all we've done. We got a halfback. See, the thing is, you don't need three. You don't need one guy in the middle. Is ideally you would like one guy punching through, right? But here we want to switch the play to the flanks and then use the guys on the flanks to create the opportunities. The Mazala is still going to help us stay wider through the transitions, which is fine. Maybe give it a penalty away. When you play a bit more attacking, then yeah, we might have this kind of a situation. But yeah, unfortunately for us. Oh, we are going out of the Champions League. No, we're not. No, we're not. If you want it to be more attacking, definitely use more. You don't have to use more attacking roles all the way, but you need to play on a higher. You might need to play a bit more wider, play with a bit more traits. You have to look for the overlaps because your tactic doesn't have any overlaps as well. It's got a lot of very safe things like fullbacks on support. Nobody's aggressively overlapping. So when you have like a lot of support duties, then you desperately need an overlap because you need somebody to come down the flanks to. You got so many players waiting to get inside the box, but nobody is actually triggering it. In this particular case, we're using the overlap to trigger it. So you got this guy holding the ball up. So Kamara has the ball. Then once you get into the third, the fullback starts. Look at the fullback on the right flank. He's already aggressively moving into position. The risk is, of course, naturally, if your players aren't good enough to keep the ball, then there's a chance you take. But entertaining football only comes with a bit of risk. A lot of people like to play entertaining football and play it safe, but like the old days, like back in 1980, back when 2011 or 2012, I think, when it was released, you can play that kind of a game where nobody presses you and you can do those kind of passing, but that kind of football doesn't exist anymore. All right, so do we have any questions? Because that's oh yeah, sorry, we got Husier's tactic next. Yeah, one more tactic. Man, how could I forget? The last tactic, the 4-4-2. I saved the best for the last. Oh, good old fashioned 4-4-2. Yeah, we saved the 4-4-2 for the last one. So if you want to make it more attacking, definitely think about overlaps. If nothing else in your tactic, just add the overlap. That's it. But also, just add the overlap and you'll probably be good to go. DLF, I'll change it to a complete forward. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing I'll change. Other than if you don't do that change, what you're gonna have is a very safe tactic where everybody's passing the ball and 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 passing the ball, and then you don't get goal scoring opportunities. This is what you're gonna have. See, that's what's gonna happen. Which is kind of annoying after a while because I'll get annoyed. I'm like, come on guys, score a goal. All right, my favorite. I love 4-4-2s. Why playmaker here? But what does he have? First question I'm gonna ask. Why playmaker here? What does he have? Whenever you put a playmaker on the flank, you gotta ask what can he do. You first up, you need this guy to have switch balls to other flanks all the time. Right, so you're going to use this wide playmaker. He has to have somebody up here. In this particular case, then this guy should actually be a winger. At least he has an option. Right, this guy could just bomb down the flanks. Now, if you play with a wide midfielder, then if you want a wing back on attack, this is very, very aggressive, right? So you're hoping that, early in a transition, this guy just bolts off and just gets there and does his thing. And you're hoping, in fact, I would do this. Nah, maybe not. We'll just go fullback on attack. Alright, then I'll give him the overlap left. I just made this guy more aggressive. Okay, so instead of using a wingback now, I turned him to a fullback on attack and told him to overlap. So now I'm going to get this guy bombing down and this guy holding position. Then DLP, CM on attack. This guy could... Probably the poacher right now is he's going to sit in the box. DLF on poacher, not very good combination. I'll tell you why. Because this guy is always going to sometimes try the through pass and he's not going to find him. This combination is okay if you have the very good DLF. But if you don't, then it's pretty tricky because this guy is going to be kind of static. So I'll tell him to stay a bit wider. DLF and poacher is not... I'm hesitating with this. Because you only got a fullback coming in. Okay, the problem with this tactic is you're depending a lot on the wide playmaker finding this space here with this fullback overlapping. This guy is going to become a goal scorer. So you want this guy to have very good off the ball. Very, very good off the ball. If he has good off the ball, he's going to get inside the box. Let's try and see whether you've got other challenges with this. You need to, when you do a tactic like this, the challenge is the players now. Your players are damn important. Now, the other thing is this, right? This guy is sitting behind the wide playmaker. You want the wide playmaker to have as many options as possible. So this fullback, given the overlap, is fine. It's a safe option. But you also want this guy to be a ball-playing defender now. Wait. No, this guy becomes a central defender. Turn this guy into a ball-playing defender. Okay. What happens now is this ball-playing defender might play the ball out this way. So here, lower line of engagement is to draw teams in and then hit them hard. Okay. And in this case, I'll turn him into advance forward. Okay. This guy pressing for a support. Okay, that's it. Okay, pressing for advance forward, wide midfielder. Because you're playing with the reason why I changed it is because you have a lower line of engagement. So you're drawing teams in. So you're gonna have shoulders. You're gonna have, a chance to attack space. So this is what I would do. Advance forward. Okay, now let's quick pick. Play our next game. It's a pretty simple setup, but it can work. The challenge is for your wide playmaker to have more options, which is the reason why we overlap. This guy is overlapping. He has options here. This CM might be an option, but you want him looking across the field for his other option. So that will come with this guy overlapping. Take short kicks and counter. Okay. Let's see how this works out. It should work out okay, I think. Okay, let's go. Alright. Let's watch on extended. Okay, so what are we looking for? This is your wide playmaker. Right? So he's got an option. He went for this guy. This guy is a DLP. So your wide playmaker went straight away for the other playmaker. Okay, works fine. Is what they'll do. So yeah, this was is the wide midfielder. The wide midfielder and the whatchamacallit? The fullback. Okay, the other option that you can have actually here is inverted winger on support. Okay, so now this guy comes in to the space here, right? Fullback will now attack. So just now during the transition, what we saw was the two on the flanks too close, right? So but it worked. You know, white midfielder, and a fullback guarantee you get crosses in every day. Every single day you'll have crosses, right? You never have to worry about another cross ever again, right? But when you play with an inverted winger, you see what has happened here? See what has happened to the fullback? So you get an inverted winger drawing in again. So you get him, doing this kind of attacks. So he'll look for options. Other than that, so he's looking for options by himself now, which is a bit annoying. So if you wanted that kind of transition, you can also go for that kind of transition where you have an inverted winger, driving in, gives you another facet to the 4-4-2, or you can have a cross heavy 4-4-2 where you use a wide midfielder with a fullback, right? You can have a very creative 4-4-2 on the left flank, which is your fullback on attack with an inverted winger. Inverted winger gets the ball, he drives inside, right? But if you play with that role, then the fullback is always going to be, he be probably unmarked and free. So that we got a fullback. So the transitions could look a bit interesting. So I just want to see what the transitions look like. Generally, definitely, I love 4-4-2s. They are the best network. For me, personally speaking, in network saves, 4-4-2s are probably my favorite tactic to use in a network save. I just like 4-4-2s in network saves because it's pretty hard for people to handle a 4-4-2 because you got the coverage is so good, and you can play with fullbacks and you put them on auto duty every day. So you put auto, and then you can have an auto wide midfielder. So you literally can play a very attacking tactic and keep the ball very, very well. And you can have two strikers. You see, that's the thing about a network 4-4-2. 4-4-2s, I will probably play in network 4-4-2s most of the time. See what's happened here? Okay, so to get the ball, they see where the inverted winger is gone? Right, so you get all the space now. Then you got free. Boom, gets the ball. Pop. So you get some nice dynamic movement with the inverted winger. Alright, we got now change it back to a wide midfielder, right? You can see the difference. Now with a wide midfielder, what you're going to see is a lot of crossing. Yeah, this guy, I like wide midfielders. Why? Because wide midfielders tend to cut inside. They sit narrow in the transition. This guy's already got a yellow card, which means that this guy wasn't defending. Yeah, tackling of 9, so I'm not surprised. Okay, so what we'll do is we put another player who, we can kind of expect him to tackle. So Melvin Butt will come in for Aua. Alright. So your player selection is also going to be important here. Right, so you play a 4-4-2. It's really important to get your players. Choose the players who are wide midfielder role. I played one-on-one against Paul Collier before, right? So I played a 4-2-3-1 against him. I learned it on that day. If I'm going to play against another person in real time, I'll probably use a 4-4-2. Because for all the attacking I did against him, I took a lead. Like I was 2 up on him. Right. Second half, I lost. I didn't lose the game. We drew at the end, but he did. He was like convinced me at that day that I should use a 4-4-2 in a network save. Okay, here we go. You see what's happened? It was pretty free. So he goes back again. So full back. Look at that. Look at the way you keep the ball with a wide midfielder, right? So then you get this. There is a lot more that you can do with this role. So for me personally speaking, it's just. So you see the wide playmaker here. He's not going to have a lot. He's not going to look this direction unless he's got switched balls to other flanks. Now we go back to inverted winger. There's nothing much to do with this. No, I just changed one overlap on the right flank, one overlap on the left flank with a role change, and right flank. Or you can be a lot more aggressive. Tell this guy to be a wing back. Not on attack, we just tell him to be on support. We give him an overlap. Tell this guy to be a wing back on support. Okay, now we got two wingbacks, right? Or you can even tell them to be complete wingbacks on support. Now give them a bit of a roam. Okay. Alright, we got overlaps on both of them. What we have now are two more roaming. Now we got wingbacks who are going to roam. Right, so these guys can be quite aggressive now with the overlap. See where this guy's positioned. So he's like a sprinter waiting to explode. There you go. I'm very nice. So you got a lot of options, 4-4-2. It's the one tactic that's got the most options to play with. Yeah, and a beautiful thing about 4-4-2 is this, right? Okay. This is one of the reasons why it's my favorite tactic. It's always been one of my favorite tactics. I just hate using it. It's because I got too many questions to answer. Like, what's the best role? And everyone's okay, and it's a very annoying question to answer for 4-4-2. Okay, now we're playing a double tricotistas. 4-4-2s give you this option. No other tactic does. I got a double triquetista pair. A double triquetista is a definitely doable thing in FM20, right? Or even in FM19, because they still behave the same way, like two strikers, right? The only difference now is during the transition when the ball drops into midfield, you got two roaming roles that will drop deep. One of them might drop deep, right? So you get this dynamic between both the players, between both the roles in the final third. So it's very doable in the game. Also possible, two tricotistas. Do you need better players? Well, yeah, generally you do. You need players with good off the ball decisions, passing and vision. But it'll make your 4-4-2 very unpredictable. And very hard to mark those two players as well. We're getting a lot of set pieces. Okay, so I'm gonna jack it up to key highlights. So for your tactic, essentially who's here, very simple. All I would do is overlap. I would definitely consider changing the roles at the back to wingbacks, complete wingbacks. Maybe on support and give them both to overlap. They become very aggressive. Right. Then I would look at the role. I wouldn't use a poacher. I'd probably use an advanced forward. Or a complete forward. Or yeah, definitely something that will attack. Poachers are okay, but they kind of slow down your transitions because when they don't have an option, they actually look back. Whereas on the other hand, a complete forward or advanced forward, they take players on. You should be able to do quite okay. So yeah, so basically all the tactics you guys have come up with are half decent, not too bad. Advanced forward, pressing forward, this is a combination I go for. Not DLF though, because these two guys, let's keep them close to the defenders, right? And then you got wide midfield. You can play with a fullback attack, or you can play with wingbacks on support and give them the overlap. They become a lot more aggressive. They go down the flanks, they will give you a lot of crossing opportunities. And then with these two, you can also think about target man and advanced forward. That also can work. So this is the way I would set it up. But sweeper, keeper, high defensive line, this will still work. This will still work. Player defense, overlap left and overlap right. Alright guys, do you have any questions? I'll check the Discord. I don't see any questions on Discord as well. But I want to thank everybody for sending in the tactics. I hope I covered all the tactics. I don't think I left any tactics out. Let's see. I got all the tactics in here. I've got Hussier, Jahid was done, Renes was done, Papa Jesus was done, the Wire was done. Alright guys, I want to thank everybody for coming in today. I hope I was able to answer your questions. If you have any other questions, you guys just drop the questions off on Discord. I do apologize for that extraordinarily long mute that we had earlier, and I hope it did not wasn't too problematic. Okay, so guys, thanks once again for coming on today's show. I'll catch up with you guys very, very soon. So you guys take care, have a good one. I'll catch up with you very, very soon. My eyes are I can't see very well for some strange reason. Okay guys, take care.